Hey guys, it's Morgan Zegers, and if you're fuming about Biden's disastrous leadership in Afghanistan, well, hello, join the club. There's millions of us here. It's a very dark time for our country, but through all of this chaos, I have a new source of purpose for you, a way to actually turn your anger into action. If the authoritarian behavior and the constantly changing information coming from our leaders during the power grab that was the COVID-19 pandemic wasn't enough to change your perception on the role of government in America and in your personal life, then perhaps the actions of our leaders in Afghanistan this month will be enough to push you over the edge. First, let's evaluate just a few of the lies that came from our government this month. Remember when they tried to tell us that Americans aren't stranded in Afghanistan? Yeah, it turns out we left behind hundreds of people, at least, that have been trying to get to the airport. Or remember when they told us America was in control of the deadline to leave? Then the Taliban set a deadline and told us to get out by then or else, and we listened. Or even just the basic lie that the Taliban isn't as strong as they once were. Intelligence sources say that was clearly not true. Or get this, the lie that they planned for every possible contingency. We all know that that couldn't possibly be the case. All of these lies, all of this betrayal of promises, all of this failure by our leadership, it begs the question, how much should we really trust the government? Or we could take it a step further, should we really trust the government at all? More specifically, we should ask ourselves, do we trust these people to provide us life-saving healthcare? Do we trust them to manage our pensions and retirement plans? Most importantly, do we trust them to educate our children? It's time to start rethinking the role of government in our country and in our lives. It's time to rethink reliance. Less reliance on the government, on the system, on the crony corporations in bed with the government, and in its place, more self-reliance. You are the best provider for and protector of your family and your community, not the government. And starting immediately, it's time to start rethinking education. No more relying on government schools to educate our children on history, government, economics, business, finance, and every other important aspect of being a strong and contributing member of society. Our leaders have shown us they do not care, and not only that, they will not protect us when we need it most. When it comes to the question of should we trust the government with such important parts of our lives, my answer is no, and I hope for your sake and your family's sake that yours is too.